It's been 16 years since Alabama native Natalee Holloway mysteriously went missing during a high school graduation trip to Aruba. And after all these years, we're still asking the same questions. What really happened to Natalee, and who is responsible for her disappearance? Despite the endless media attention and investigation hours poured into this case, a definitive answer of what happened that night has always remained out of reach. The basic facts of the case go like this. Natalee Holloway had a bright future ahead of her. She was a straight-A student who was planning to attend the University of Alabama on a full scholarship, according to NBC. Then in May of 2005, Natalee joined over 100 of her fellow grads on a trip to the Caribbean. According to multiple eyewitnesses, 18-year-old Natalee was spotted leaving a popular night spot with 3 men, Joran Vandersloot, 17 at the time, and 2 brothers, Deepak and Satish Kalpo, who were 21 and 18 respectively. She was never seen again. Both Joran and the Kalpo brothers would go on to paint a murky picture of the night's events, offering different stories and then changing them later. The 3 suspects identified by police, particularly prime suspect Joran, would end up leading the Holloway family and authorities on a wild goose chase filled with twists and turns, lies and misdirections. With no solid evidence, all 3 suspects were released with no charges and questions go unanswered. One of the strangest twists to this case is involving a man named John Ludwig, a friend of Joran. In the Oxygen doc series, The Disappearance of Natalee Holloway, he claimed that Joran paid him to help get rid of Natalee's body. In 2017, he even led Oxygen investigator Gabriel Madrigal to a site where they would eventually uncover bones. The discovery was shared with Natalee's father, Dave Holloway, and the Holloway's longtime private investigator, TJ Ward, who promptly reported it to law enforcement. 18 months later, the police confirmed through DNA testing that the remains were not Natalee's. TJ recently told E! News what it was like to come across the supposed lead.
Our forensics up in Washington, D.C. came back and said that one of the bones was human. Our forensics asked Beth to give us some DNA, and they gave us DNA. They tried to match, and there was no match.
In 2018, John Ludwig died after being stabbed by a woman he was allegedly attempting to kidnap, according to Tampa Bay Times. 7 people have been arrested, though none have been charged. Joran would flee to Peru and eventually face punishment for the murder of a different young woman named Stephanie Flores. According to his confession to police, he killed her after she found articles linking him to Natalee's disappearance. He is currently serving a 28-year prison sentence in Peru. The Kalpo brothers are free and continue to deny any wrongdoing. Natalee's parents, Beth and Dave, who are divorced, spent years traveling to Aruba to find leads, but after a series of dead ends, they're slowly refocusing on their own lives. The case remains open. Natalee was formally declared deceased in 2012. While we still don't know exactly what happened the night she disappeared, her family hopes that someday the truth will eventually come out.
Thanks for watching E! News. Have thoughts on the story? Sound off in the comments below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can keep you up to date with the latest in Celeb News Daily.